Hey everybody, welcome back. We're continuing on with my upholstery project here. All the staples have been removed. Hi Lydia. Everything is, as far as I know, loosened and ready to finish taking out. I did keep the fabric like over here on it to protect the cotton while well, let's face it, I have kids running around, so I didn't want them picking at anything. The last piece that I just finished was removing this. So I'm going to remove this, clean everything up, and then trace this out and start cutting it on my fabric. I've got my fabric out on the table, and now the trick is going to be lining this all up. I'm clueless what I'm doing, but baby steps, right? I laid out the one piece of fabric, the next piece to cut, and because my fabric has a definitive line pattern in it, even though it's a wide line pattern, I'm trying to make sure that I keep that in mind when I'm lining everything up. Again, I am no expert at doing this. So this is my best guess from sewing fabrics with dresses and curtains. I want to keep the lines going the same way. I don't want crooked lines. So this is the next piece because I still have room below that seat cushion here. See, I've got the seat cushion here. I still have more fabric here. So it seems to me most logical that that front piece gets cut there too. I pulled this off, but I didn't realize it's sewn. So I need to take out the seam, and then I'm gonna have to start making this cording stuff. I don't know. I'm learning as I go. So we made a square, cut it, then we cut this. We pinned it, it was folded in half, pinned it, and then ran the scissors down. Did I say that right? Is that what I did? Mm-hmm. Okay. I should be able to do this next time. Okay, so we had, this was the one we cut originally. That was the seam, right, Rosemary? That's the seam. The seams are opposite, and we lined up the stripes on this stripe fabric. I think I can do this again.
Why is he saying that?
I think so. I think that makes sense. We cut the seam and they're absolute opposites. That should be easy to do next time. This sewing machine here is not going to work. It's missing. Nobody knows where it went. The main zipper foot and the regular foot. So my other machine is light duty. That won't work for upholstery. We got that all pinned and ready to cut for the piping. So I had Art bring down my heavy duty machine. I'm hoping this will work. I don't think I've ever used this. Neighbor gave it to me years and years and years ago. I've had it up on the 3rd floor. Let's see if it works. Okay, here we go. Oh, don't show the dust and the spiders.
Oh, there aren't that many. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Oh dear. Oh, that's awful. Oh. Don't look, guys. Don't look. Yuck. Watch your fingers. Have you guys ever seen an old sewing machine like this?
There's stuff in there, Dad.
What?
Some books and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the instructions. We'll open the door. Yes, the door.
Open? Oh, it
Yes,
does open.
it has a door.
Okay. Okay. Well, I thought those were just dummy
Okay, we're gonna
drawers.
put this down. There you go. That's my old-fashioned
There.
sewing machine. Wow. I feel like I'm going back to old times. It's the next day and I had a super hard time finding the right foot on my sewing machine to be able to make the piping, so it kind of put me behind on my project, so that's why it's dark out. It's actually the next day. My neighbor and I were able to get this finally pinned together and sewn. And so this is how I'm making the piping. This is the trick that she had learned years and years ago. So I have this tube. It's all sewn together. And let's see if I can find my pin here. What I'm going to do, and I'll show you guys in just a second. There's my pin. I'm going to cut in. I took my old piece of piping that I had taken off the chair, opened this up because I needed to see how wide I needed this for the chair. And then I went in here up against the line, the edge here, and just measured in whatever I needed. So in this case, that's gonna go right to that pin here, and I'm just gonna start cutting that width all the way around and just keep going around and around and around until I get all the way to the end. And if this works out right, I should have a ton of this ready to stuff and put the cording in. So that's what this is for. I can't do the next step, which is covering the front, cutting out and covering the front of my chair until I get the piping done. So baby steps here. It takes a while. Got the sewing machine set up. I think we're finally ready to rock and roll. Isn't that cool? Huh? I'm back at it again today, and I just finished making a whole bunch of the cording, so this should be ready to go. Next is cutting out the 3 pieces I need, and I'm hoping today is going to be the day to put fabric on that chair. And we're gonna start seeing huge progress, right? Okay, here we go. This is the first piece I'm cutting out. This was the original that was in there. It was just pretty much a basic cotton fabric. So I found something upstairs that actually feels like it's a better weave. So I think that'll hold up better. And the girls are playing a new game they just borrowed from the library. We have, this was obviously not precision cut. It was just kind of cut and thrown together. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Cut. Base is cut and the 2 other pieces are cut. So the next step is putting, see, this is going to go around here and that's going to get stitched to over here. So I'm going to line that up, pin it, and sew it. Progress! When the chair was originally put together, it had this edging and it was sewn together like that. So I'm trying to repeat the same thing. I went ahead and cut my pieces out. This is my old piece. These are my new pieces. Right sides together, putting the rope on the inside. So when I actually flip this out, it looks like that. And I think that looks like it's supposed to be. So we're gonna go with it. I'm gonna finish pinning this around and hope I'm doing it right. And that's what it should look like when I'm done.
So, did I get out there at that time?
Da-da-da-da, the first piece, it actually does look like the front of the chair. So now I have to this part here attaches to this line here. So I went ahead and transferred that over here, and I'm gonna stitch that on. This piece is all put together now. Next is doing the foam. This was the piece of foam that was there. I need to just retack this back up. So I'm going to be using this glue. It's called Fabri-Tac from Beacon. I found this years and years and years ago. This stuff is awesome on fabric. It holds up great. So I'm just going to use that to tack some of this on. This is tacked up and glued. I just put the pins in to hold it. It dries really, really fast though. So I'm going to take that out and then staple it to the front of the chair here. Ran into a snag. The stapler, the electric stapler that I had here, it doesn't want to put the staples in like they're supposed to. I'll show you what I mean. I don't know if you can see this, but no matter how hard I pushed, the staples would not go flat. They would bend, but they would stick up on the ends. I think it's because I have really hard wood. I did push these in, but they're not working. So I did have some regular upholstery tacks that I started using and putting in all the way down, and there it is. But that's what I've gotten so far. It's nice. Progress. It's not dumb, but it's progress, and I'm happy about it.